Good morning, Career Launch team. Happy October, Rocktober. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend with your family, full of lots of yummy, delicious Epicure food. So thank you all for joining me on this morning. And I have put everybody on mute. And I will open it up after, and if anybody has any questions. So today I thought that I would give you some Tuesday tips on holding your first cooking classes. So as you know, you all received two amazing meal kits in your starter pack. So the two that you were given are actually our top two, which is the Mexican and the Greek Epicure meal kits. Did you know that Epicure meal kits contain over 40 plus meals? That's right, over 40 meals, and all of our meal kits are under $40. It's absolutely phenomenal. What an incredible solution we can offer our clients, which is convenience, which is cost efficient, and allows them to make quick, simple, easy meals. I swear every Canadian home should have a few meal kits and a multi-purpose steamer, and they're good to go. So let me show you how to feature your Mexican and your Greek at your first cooking classes. So a few tips with these boxes. You want to try to keep these as clean and as nice looking as possible, because you want to be taking these to your cooking classes and displaying them. They're absolutely gorgeous. They've got a beautiful print on them, and especially with our holiday season coming up, what a great solution for our clients as gift giving. Put a beautiful bow on these, and they're perfect for that college student, for that person cooking on their own, for that person or for that busy mom who's looking for quick meal solutions. Who doesn't love food gifts? Everybody does. Teachers, service providers. So I would definitely be promoting these as gifts. So you want to keep them nice and clean. I actually pack mine in a cloth bag when I pack them for my cooking classes, because I want to keep them clean and nice. As far as the cards that come with it, another handy tip is to purchase these little rings from the dollar store and laminate your cards. Investing in a laminator is one of the best investments, because if you laminate all your cards and your sheets, they'll stay clean. So you can just wipe them off, because we are holding cooking classes, which can get dirty and messy, and we don't want to be printing and using all of our color ink printing cards. And just so you know, the cards that come with these kits cannot be printed anywhere. They are only available with the kits. So if they get dirty, you'll have to purchase a whole new kit to get them. So make sure you keep them nice and clean. By putting them on the ring, it also ensures they don't grow legs and accidentally walk away at one of your cooking classes. So I would definitely put these on a ring. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to give you guys some tips on holding your Mexican and your Greek cooking classes. Before I do that, my biggest training or my biggest word of advice in doing these cooking classes is to practice at home with your own family, with yourself. With Epicure, as an Epicure consultant, this isn't just a business for us, this is a lifestyle. So one of the best ways to really share our meal solutions is to be using them yourself with your own family. So grab that Mexican, grab that Greek, grab the recipe sheets, and start cooking. Yes, your career kit is for you and your family to be using. I have many consultants say, am I allowed to use it, or does it need to be packed separate just for my cooking classes? No, it's for you to use, because the best way to be able to share is to be able to share our experience, okay? So I encourage you not only just to do, for example, in the Mexican, the fajitas, I encourage you to do all of these sheets. I've made it my goal, because these are brand new, to cook all of the cards this season for my family, because I truly want to be able to tell my customers that I've tried all these, give them some tips, give them some advice, let them know what I thought about the recipes. Plus, there's over 30 new meals in these meal kits that are Good Food Real Results approved. If you're part of the Good Food Real Results program, which I am, all of these meals are approved. So that just gives more options for my family to enjoy. How exciting. Yeah, the nachos Good Food, Real Results approved. I had these last night for dinner. What an awesome, like, late Sunday night or, Friday night meal. And you don't have to feel bad about it because it's healthy and balanced. That's a A+ for me, definitely. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here. All right, I'm going to pop over here. Okay, so let's talk first about our Greek cooking class. All right, so you're going to receive the Greek meal kit. I put some pictures together of some of my cooking classes in the past month or so. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring your meal kit with you along with some ingredients. So let's go through what I have been serving for a Greek cooking class. So the first thing I start with is chicken souvlaki. So you're going to want to supply your multi-purpose steamer and tray, the whole Greek kit, which in there would be your souvlaki seasoning, sea salt, optional. Because our souvlaki has 0 salt in it, I do find that a few grinds of our either plain sea salt or our herbed garlic sea salt here really boosts the flavor. And I tell my clients, if you were to go and get a Clubhouse pack of souvlaki seasoning, it would be packed with salt. Where ours has 0, you can add a little bit of sea salt and you're in control of what you added. Bamboo skewers. So you'll notice here that I have put the raw chicken slices on bamboo skewers. I purchased these at Dollarama, and I love displaying it this way at my cooking class because as you can see this picture down here in the far right, it just makes for a beautiful display. It makes it for serving at a cooking class much nicer and neater, and I find more people are apt to grab a skewer of chicken versus just like a piece of chicken. I also like to talk about being a mom of 3 young children. If I put meat on a stick, they love it. They gobble it up. It's a party. Meat on stick. Whereas if I was just to put like a piece of chicken breast in front of them, sometimes they'll turn their nose up at it. So I like to, talk to those young moms or those grandmas that are trying to feed their kids healthy meals that, making food fun. Kids really love to enjoy it. So what I would do is I would have my host supply 2 to 3 chicken breasts. In my host coaching, I would have her have it sliced up before I get there. When I get there, I'm going to give her the bamboo skewers, and I'm going to ask her to weave the chicken slices onto the skewers. We're going to do a row at the bottom of the multi-purpose steamer. Then we're going to pop the tray on. We're going to do another row on top, okay? When we get to the cooking demo, I'm going to have one of the guests sprinkle souvlaki seasoning over the bottom and the top row. She's going to add a little bit of sea salt, and then they're going to squeeze 1/2 of a lemon, which the host supplies, using our citrus press. You're going to pop the lid on, and you're going to put that in the microwave this is where it just depends on the microwave. If you've done 2 to 3 chicken breasts as supplied, I would start at about 4 minutes. Then I would look at it, maybe flip them a bit, and add an additional 1, 2, 3 minutes. It really just depends. Chicken cooks a lot faster when it's on the skewers, so you don't want to overdo it and dry it out. So start at about 3 to 4 minutes, then look at it, and then add the additional 1, 2, 3, whatever you think. On average, I find done this way, it's about 4 to 7 minutes tops. So you really just want to gauge it. But best advice, start small, add an additional minute, add an additional minute. You'll notice here I have the multi-purpose steamer card. This comes with your steamer. Again, I would highly encourage you to laminate this because you cannot get this card unless it's with the purchase of a steamer. Laminate it and put it on display for your guests to see what they'll receive with their steamer. Next station will be the Greek dressing. So what I would bring is my cruet, and I would pre-measure the red wine vinegar and the olive oil out. You'll find the measurements on the back of the Greek dressing jar that comes in your Greek kit. I pre-measure it out, and I bring it to my cooking class. I do like to cover my cruet with a little bit of cellophane when I'm traveling because I've had my lid accidentally unscrew and a little bit of dressing get out. So I just put a little bit of cellophane while traveling. At this station, I'll have a cutting mat, my funnel, and the 4-in-1 measuring spoon. I would also have the Greek dressing jar here. What I'll do is I'll have one guest measure the Greek dressing into the cruet, shake it up, and pour it onto the salad. Super, super simple. I'm showing them how they can make their own dressing. Quick, simple, and easy. how they know all the ingredients that's in it. I also like to tell them if they don't use all the dressing and they put it in the fridge, they'll notice that the oil will harden a bit. I tell them that this is a good thing. Embrace it. That means that you have no preservatives or additives in your dressing. Simply take your dressing out of the fridge, let it sit on the counter for a couple minutes, or you can even pop it in the microwave for a few seconds and let it soften out, and it'll be good to go. I then tell them, have you ever wondered how come that Kraft Greek dressing never hardens in the fridge? Can you imagine what ingredients are in there so that it doesn't? So that's a great comparison. You could even bring a Kraft Greek dressing empty bottle and set it there as a comparison. Guests love visuals. They love comparisons. Next is going to be the Greek salad. So this is what we're going to put the dressing on. I'm going to bring my veggie twist and spiraler. And what we're going to do is I'm going to have a customer noodle a cucumber, which the hostess supplies. She's going to noodle up the cucumber, and this is going to be a great visual for customers to see how the veggie twist works. You could even spiral some of it and noodle some of it so they can see both sides in action. Have one of the guests take some of the noodle cucumber and chop it up a little bit further, which you'll see right down here in this picture, and you're going to have them add that to the tzatziki. So there's going to be a tzatziki station. As for the salad, this is what I'm going to have the hostess supply. I ask her to supply a bowl of salad greens. And then I tell her, dress it up as you wish. Optional, feta, green or black olives, peppers, tomatoes. This is in your hostess coaching. Tell her to have a salad prepared, washed, and ready however she would like. The only thing I ask her is that she keeps the cucumber whole because I want to demo the veggie twist. Okay, so you'll get all versions of a Greek salad here. This is where the hostess can really let her personality shine. As well as if she's on a budget, it might just be, some greens and a little tomato. Or she might get real fancy and have the whole feta and black olives and everything. Totally up to her. Next station's where we're going to do the lemon dilly tzatziki. Now, all of these recipes are on your sheets, okay? So lemon dilly tzatziki, simply I'm going to bring in one of my 1 cup prep bowls, 1 cup of Greek yogurt. I do like to stir in 1 to 2 heaping tablespoons of light mayonnaise. I find it just adds a really nice flavor to the tzatziki. I bring my citrus press, my 4-in-1 spice spoon, and my dip and spreader. You'll notice I'm using these tools multiple times. So you may need to share them from station to station, or as you grow with Epicure and you start to receive some host benefits or some extra credits, I would invest in buying some extra tools. They're always handy to have. I'm going to have my ceramic knife here to cut the lemon, and of course a cutting mat. My hostess is going to supply the medium bowl, the lemon, and this is where we're going to add that chopped cucumber from the last station. So what the guest will do at this station is she's going to pour the Greek yogurt into the bowl. She's going to squeeze half a lemon. She's going to add the chopped cucumber and 1 heaping tablespoon of lemon dilly mix, which comes in the Greek kit. Mix it up, and bam, you have lemon dilly tzatziki. How simple is that? At this station, I like to tell the guests about how simple that was to make versus when I used to go to the grocery store and buy prepared tzatziki, it was expensive, there was a lot of additives, and many times we didn't use the whole container. It would sit in the fridge until I pulled it out a few weeks later and it had grown a science project. Or maybe I bought it with all intention of having Greek that week, and we never got to the Greek meal that week. So by the time I went to use it, it had spoiled. It's so nice to make your own. As long as you've got Greek yogurt and the lemon dilly in the cupboard, you can make it whenever you need, saving a lot of money. Next station is when I'm going to do some pita or maybe some naan bread. Lots of ways to do this. I like to bring my crisper pan, some of the Greek dressing mix, and I just cut up the naan bread or the pita chips that I have the hostess supply, sprinkle it with some Greek dressing mix, and toast it up in the oven. If you don't have the crisper pan, that's okay. You could always cut it up and just warm it up in the microwave, use a cookie sheet from the hostess. Many options. I really like to serve the Greek souvlaki with a little bit of naan or pita chips. All right, so that was a Greek cooking class. We're going to do chicken souvlaki, served with tzatziki, served with non-pita chips, and a nice, great big Greek salad. So you can tell them at home how they would serve this. So many different ways to serve this. They could do it as a big Greek salad with the pita chips around the side and the chicken skewers on top, topped with some tzatziki. Or I tell them that my kids like to take the pita bread or the naan bread whole. We warm it up and they put the salad and the chicken and the tzatziki right in there and fold it over, just like a sandwich almost, or a big pita. Many different ways to serve your Greek cooking class. You could even serve it up with some garlic rice. Next is your Mexican cooking class. This is actually one of my favorite cooking classes to do. So again, you're going to bring your Mexican kit. You're going to bring your cards, which I encourage you to laminate. And this is what I did the other week. So this is just kind of a visual of what it looked like after we were done cooking. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a station where we're going to do the fajitas. At the station, I'm going to have my fajita mix from my Good Mexican kit. I'm going to have my citrus press, ceramic knife, cutting mat, and my multi-purpose steamer. My hostess is going to supply 2 to 3 chicken breasts. And in my hostess coaching, I'm going to ask her to have it sliced up and just placed in a bowl or a Ziploc baggie. This is really going to speed the process up when I get there. I'm just going to take that sliced chicken and put it right into the multi-purpose steamer. I'm going to have my host supply a pepper of her choice, red, green, yellow, just one, and a small onion. So at this station, I'm going to have my guests slice up the onion, slice up the pepper, chop up the onion, top it all with some fajita seasoning, and again, optional, a little sea salt. Because our Epicure fajita mix virtually has no sodium, you are in control of it, so you can add a little salt. Whereas when you're buying your Old El Paso fajita pouch, it is laden with salt. This is another visual. If you purchase a fajita or a taco pouch, I would bring it and use it as a comparison. People like to be able to see things that they're used to at the grocery store and how Epicure can replace that. Okay? And you'll see here I have the guests doing it. These cooking classes are very experiential. You want everybody involved. You want it to be a we process where we do it together, not a me, just watch me process. People will grasp the concept and get involved if you have them surrounding the table. So instead of having it like a big presentation where you stand behind the island and everybody stands on the other side, have it more involved where you've got the stations all around the island or all around the kitchen table so that everybody's coming up and helping out. Next station will be the salsa. So as the chicken's cooking, and about the chicken, I would say that chicken in your multi-purpose steamer will be about 5 to 7 minutes. So again, start at about 5 minutes, give it a good stir, and then add in 1 minute increments until it's done. Your best way to, experience this is to be cooking this at home so you get comfortable with this menu. So at the salsa station, we're going to have a cutting mat. We're going to have our citrus press, our knife, and our salsa mix. You're going to have the hostess supply a couple firm tomatoes, and optional is some green onion. Or you could always use the onion, a little bit of the onion that she supplied at the fajita station. You're going to have the guest use our beautiful ceramic knife to chop up that tomato, chop up that onion, add a little salsa mix and a squeeze of lemon. So she's going to be able to experience the knife as well as how beautiful that citrus press works. Now, when you're adding the salsa mix, the Poco Picante is a medium to hot salsa mix. I encourage you to only use 1 to 2 teaspoons. The recipe on the jar says tablespoons. I do find that with most clients, it's too spicy. So I would only use 1 to 2 teaspoons. Okay, that's a big tip right there. So your hostess supplies the lemon, the tomato, a medium bowl for mixing, and that's your salsa mix. Great visual. Maybe bring a jar of Old El Paso. I like to talk about my experience before Epicure is my husband and I love salsa, but we like different types. I liked mild, he liked hot. So I found I was buying 2 jars of salsa from the grocery store. We were using some of the salsa, and then all of a sudden it gets pushed to the back of that never-ending fridge. And I pull it out 6 weeks later, and I've got science projects growing in our salsa because we wasted it. It didn't get used. So I show the comparison in price, how you can make it fresh, quick and simple, as long as you got a tomato and salsa mix on hand. Super, super easy. As well as you're in control of the heat. You can make a little bit mild and a little bit hot, depending on how much mix you add. So I let them know. I usually say, who here likes it super hot and spicy? Maybe about 1 person usually holds their hand. Who likes it medium to mild? Most of them usually put their hand up. I'll say, okay, so today we're going to do about 1 to 2 teaspoons. If you find that too mild, when you make it at home, you can add more. If you find that too hot tonight, just know you just add less spice. You are in control of the heat. Next is the holy guacamole. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring our guacamole mix, which is in our kit. We're going to use that citrus press again. We're going to use the 4-in-1 spice spoon. And we're going to bring in a prep bowl about a 1/4 cup of sour cream or Greek yogurt. I love the creamy guacamole recipe, so I like to bring that. I don't have my Hostess supply because I don't want her buying a big container of sour cream or Greek yogurt when we're only using a 1/4 cup. And I always have this on hand anyhow. I will, however, have my host supply 2 ripe avocados, and we're going to use lemon here as well. You don't need her to supply lemon at every station. You can be using, because you're only using half a lemon here, you can use half a lemon here, half a lemon with the salsa, and then maybe a lemon for the fajita. So maybe 2 lemons in total for the Hostess. You're going to have a customer mash up the avocado, add the guacamole seasoning, add the sour cream, squeeze a lemon, and bam, she's got guacamole. And again, a customer should be doing this, not us. We want them involved. We want them experiencing it. I like to give them tips on picking the perfect avocado. I was given a tip from a Hostess once, and it's my favorite, is if you press your forehead, that's too hard of an avocado. When you press your forehead, when you press your cheek, that's too soft. But when you press the end of your nose, that's the perfect firmness that you want to look for when purchasing an avocado. Purchasing the perfect avocado for your host should come in your host coaching. Be sure to talk about picking that perfect avocado. Trust me, I've learned from experience. I haven't done this, and I've showed up, and they're rock hard. Have you ever tried to make guacamole with rock hard avocado? It's not fun. So make sure you do good Hostess coaching, helping her pick the right avocados. I also like to give my customers a tip. Did you know that when you place sliced onions over top of your guacamole with the leftovers and put it in the fridge, it will not brown? It's amazing. Yes, lemon juice or putting the pit in, but I found the best is sliced onions over top. It's amazing. And you can freeze guacamole. So a lot of times we'll make the full recipe and only use half for our family. I'll take the other half and freeze it for the next Mexican night that we're going to have. Next station is the nacho cheese. So this comes in our Mexican kit. I would bring the nacho cheese mix for display. I'm also going to make some tortilla chips. We're going to bring the multi-purpose tray, which comes in the large multi-purpose steamer. So this is a great way to show them how that multi-purpose steamer and tray come together. It helps with the sale of that large steamer because they're going to want that tray. And what I do is I have the Hostess supply a few flour tortilla shells or corn tortilla shells. I cut it up into little triangles. I place it on the multi-purpose tray, and then optional, I sprinkle all-purpose seasoning salt. If you don't have this, you could sprinkle lightly with fajita mix or even some sea salt. Put that multi-purpose tray in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes, and they're crunchy tortilla chips. Isn't that awesome? So I would do about 3 or 4 rounds of this before the guests come and fill this bowl up. Then I would show them 1 or 2 rounds while they're there so they can see how this is done. I'm going to bring prepared nacho cheese dip. I bring 1/3 to 1/2 of the recipe prepared. I bring it in my rectangular steamer. This is a great way to feature another steamer. and I warm it up in the microwave for 1 to 2 minutes. And I just have it as a side for them to try our phenomenal nacho cheese. Guests love comparisons, so talk about that nacho cheese mix and different ways to use it. I like to tell them how I mix nacho cheese with shredded cheese to make my own nacho or Tex-Mex cheese instead of buying it prepared, which costs a fortune. So the host supplies the wraps and you bring the tray and the nacho cheese. I do bring the nacho cheese prepared. It's just going to make the cooking class a lot more seamless. And I talk to guests and tell them how you can make your nacho cheese dip ahead of time, freeze it in Ziploc baggies, and just pull it out when you need it. So that's your Mexican cooking class. When they go to serve it, they can just serve it with some of those nacho chips with their guac and salsa, or they can take some of the flour tortillas and do an actual wrap. I tell them how I do it as a salad at home. This is with a little hamburger leftover meat, but how you do a deconstructed salad bowl with lettuce, greens, and your fajita chicken or leftover taco meat, guacamole, salsa, and one flour tortilla made into chips. It's a great way to make a salad bowl. Another great way to feature the Mexican cooking class is to even do nachos. This would be awesome for like a Friday night cooking class. And you're basically going to do the same stations. You're going to have chicken in the steamer with fajita mix. When it's done cooking, you take 2 forks and you pull it apart. You're going to make guac. You're going to make salsa. You're going to bring your sheet pan and silicone mat. So these are additional items that aren't in your kit. So this may be something you want to do down the road after you invest in a few more tools. Or once you've done your 12 cooking classes and you earn that bonus, you can buy these items. So have the hostess supply a bag of tortilla chips, lay the tortilla chips on, add some peppers, some onions, tomatoes, cheese, and the chicken, and bake it in the oven. So you're going to sell the Mexican kit, the sheet pan, the mat, the steamer, and they're going to be in awe when they see how this melted gooey cheese lifts right off of that silicone mat. No crunchy, stuck-on mess like it normally would be if you didn't have that mat. So that is another option with your Mexican cooking class. All right, so I hope that helped you guys. A few more tips that I want to give you. Number 1, like I mentioned, is practice at home. Actually set up your stations, figure out the flow of your cooking class, and write notes. I do this for every single cooking class that I do. I practice multiple times at home. I get comfortable with it so I can truly share from my own experiences. And it just gives you that confidence. Never wing it, okay? You would never go into a new job and just show up and wing it. Practice. Try it out. Make notes. So I make notes here. I have a sheet for every cooking class that I do. And on here, I write the order, the different stations, what I need to supply, what my hostess is going to supply. And that's for every class that I do. I never wing it. I'm always prepared. So practice at home, make notes, have some comparisons. People love comparisons. So I have like this little binder here that I bring to my cooking classes that I have like all these different laminated comparisons. Depending on which cooking class I'm going to do, I have different sheets for them to compare it to some of their grocery store items. And my next tip for you in being a new consultant is why not hold your own cooking class to get yourself started? That is the best way to get going. Not only do you get extra time to set up, it gives you more time to practice, but when you do your own cooking class at your own home, you get to be the hostess. That's right. So that means that you receive the host benefits. And when it's in your first 30 days, that's right, you'll also get the bonus $40 VIP gratitude gift. Oh my gosh. So did you know that if your first cooking class at your home was over $500, you would get a minimum of $115 worth of free credits and 3 half-price items. Holy moly, that is enough credits to purchase all of the remaining meal kits. You would get the rest of them free and 1 half price. So for under $20, you could get the rest of our Good Food Real Fast meal kits so that you can expand your cooking class options with your customers. So I encourage you to do a cooking class with the Mexican or the Greek. Aim for that $500 mark by aiming for 10 to 1. 10 guests in attendance, 2 future bookings, and 1 follow-up to share our business opportunity with. I know you can do it. I hope today helped. And if you guys have any questions, I'm here to support you. Just reach out, post on our Facebook group, let's connect, or private message me if you wish. Have a fabulous day, and let's have a Rocktober. Bye, everybody.